Okay, so this is the last section of Windows of the Soul by Rav Avigdor Miller, Shemirat Einayim. So this section is for Shabbos, so Ein the music. Now, how to study these pictures is a subject as vast as the universe, and so all we can do now is take a few pictures at random. We must know that by giving examples, we are actually belittling the subject. It's like someone saying, give me a sample of the universe. So you pick up a handful of pebbles from the street and say, here, take a look at this. It's a sample, but it gives a very poor idea of the universe. But if someone never saw anything in this world, at least let them see a pebble. So we have to start with a few examples, and we'll train ourselves by means of exercising our eyes. It means we'll exercise our minds too, because just to look means nothing. You have to practice thinking about what you're seeing. So that we covered in the last video. So we're walking on King's Highway, and you're looking at the trees. Isn't a tree a beautiful creature? A tree is a creature. It's remarkable. Think about the tree. Why is it that never does a branch grow directly beneath the branch above it? The branches are all spread out like fingers in order to catch as much sunlight as possible. It's a wonderful thing to see. And the leaves? Why so many leaves? It's because it's the summertime and we need shade. The leaves are giving you shade from the hot sun. In the autumn, all the leaves will fall off because we don't want any shade. We want sunshine. In the wintertime, we want only sunshine. Isn't it a wonderful sight to see on the street? You're seeing HaKadosh Baruch Hu in action. But don't stop there. Once you begin seeing Hashem in this world, don't let go. Hang on to it with ferocity. Look at the leaves and admire them with your eyes. A leaf is an amazingly complicated piece of machinery. I say machinery. One leaf is a whole block of factories. It breathes in carbon dioxide and moisture from the air, sunshine too. It takes in the sunlight, and then it takes all these things and kneads them together. It makes all the materials that the tree needs out of that. If you keep looking, you see that the leaf is very thin. It's spread out to cover as much space as possible. If you take all the leaves of one tree, it will cover an entire city block. Imagine a breathing space in contact with air of a whole city block. One tree, each leaf is doing tremendous work taking in materials from the air. That's why some leaves have irregular circumferences. They're not round and smooth. Why irregular? Why is it in and out, in and out? Because the edge of the leaf has holes in it where it breathes in and out, and then you have irregular shapes of the leaf. It means there's more opportunity for this function of taking in materials from the air. Once you start studying one leaf, you'll see with your own eyes Hashem in the world. Now we keep walking down the avenue. We see a fruit store down the block. Oh, this is going to be something to see. Now, if you don't bother using your eyes, you won't see anything. It's big bins of fruit, that's all. But suppose you make it a principle that every time you pass a fruit stand, bli netter, so without making a vow, you'll stop for 1/2 minute every fruit store for 30 seconds. And you will admire the handiwork of Hashem. It's an amazing exhibition. Learn to be excited over the show that Hashem is putting on for you because it's put there just for that. Elokim Asa, Hashem made fruit stands for that purpose. So when you see a peach in a fruit stand, it's a lesson in emunah. It's a lesson in faith. How could such a beautiful object grow out of a wooden branch? So one fruit is enough to teach you enough yirat Hashem or fear of Hashem to last you a lifetime. Fruits. Red fruits, golden fruits, purple fruits, green fruits, yellow fruits. Take a look inside the window and you see a cut watermelon with deep red flesh. Such beautiful colors. Where did they come from? So next you pass a bakery. You look in the window and you see loaves of bread. Don't just take a quick look and walk further. Stop and look. Say, isn't that wonderful? Where did bread come from? So, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Say it with your mouth. So that's part of the blessing that we say for bread before we eat it. It's a miracle. Bread is a miracle. Nobody can make bread out of nothing. The chemist at DuPont can't make bread. Hamotzi means he who draws out or brings out. He's the only one who can bring forth bread from the earth. And that's what that means. So, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, he who brings forth bread from the earth. So you look in the window and you see these thoughts. Now, of course, if you're an ordinary person, so you're too much of a wise guy to do that. We're talking about people, men and women, boys and girls, and you want to make something out of themselves. So you walk by a window and you stop to look. Let's say you see some chocolate cake in the window. Even better, chocolate cake. Where did all that pleasure come from? It's a delicacy. Flavors and chocolate, it's all miracles. Nobody can make it. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Borei, the creator. He's the one who creates. Minei Mizanot. All these cakes and cookies, and all those are your thoughts as you look in the window at the chocolate cake. So what we mean by that, only he's the one that can make it. Those materials and everything that went into that, the flavors and everything, only Hashem can make that. Because not only do the chemicals and everything that's inside of the plant, the cacao plant and the whatever you make the flour from and the icing and all that sort of thing, not only does that stuff have to grow from those plants and things like that, but they also have to be palatable to a human being with taste. I mean, just think of the system of the taste in our mouth and the chemicals and everything go with it inside of our bodies and the way that it affects our brain. Like all that has to coordinate with itself for us to even like chocolate cake. And it's something that's like, it's so miraculous. Just the fact that you can enjoy a chocolate cake is so miraculous. So now imagine we're talking about a tzaddik. He never lifts up his eyes. Suddenly, here's an orange peel lying on the ground. Somebody was too lazy to throw it in the garbage. That orange peel is enough to teach you the whole imuna. Why is it orange on the outside? And it's glossy too. Well, on the other side, on the inside of the peel, there's no color at all, and it's not glossy. It's spongy white. Why is it that? The answer is because Hashem wants you to see, plan, and purpose. The orange peel has to protect the orange. So the outside is covered with a little, very thin layer of organic plastic that makes it slippery, and even little chewing objects can't bite in. That's why rarely does an insect bite into an orange. And the color is for the purpose of letting you know that you can buy it and eat it now, or you can take it off the tree and eat it now. Once you open it, you don't need the color anymore. So why waste color? So did you ever try putting an apple on the table and looking at it for 15 minutes? You never did it in your life. You don't know what you missed. For 15 minutes, look at an apple on the table. Take a nice red apple, put it on the table, look at it. Look at the redness, the beauty of it, the shape of it. It's gorgeous. Inside is sweet and crunchy with just the right amount of tartness from the peel and hiding inside of the seeds. There's so much to see in the apple even before you put it in your mouth. Take a look and you'll see that it's wrapped in a wax wrapper, a waterproof case, because if you take the peel off of an apple, how long will it take for the apple to begin to decay? Immediately it starts turning brown. But this apple was lying on your table perhaps for weeks and it didn't turn brown. That means that this peel is doing such a perfect job in keeping the apple fresh for you. It's waterproof. It's sealed against the air. Do this for 15 minutes and you'll be a different person forever. So as a boy, as a young man, I was a Baal Musar. He was a master. He was excellent at Musar, Jewish ethics. He says, I came to Splodka, and they didn't know me there. I was an American boy who came to Splodka on my own. One day I went outside the town all by myself and lay down there in the meadow. I'm sure they were spying on me. What's this Americaner doing out here by himself? Amerikaner. I was lying there for an hour and a half looking at a daisy. I want to tell you, it was the greatest experience of my life. I was practicing Bechina. According to the Chavot Halevavot. So Bechina is like the contemplation. So I can't forget that day. I was there for an hour and a half thinking about the Niflaot Haborei, the wonders of the Creator, who were all around me in nature. Now, I had studied these things before, but when I got up and walked home, I was walking on clouds. I never had in my whole life such an experience. And so the world is full of pictures. They're harps upon which we're expected to play beautiful songs. On all sides, we have these living pictures, and each one of them is powerful enough to make a lasting impression on us, to make new people out of us. When you look at the Ma'aseh Yadav Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so the works of the hand, of the work of his hands, of the Holy One, blessed be He, with the intention of seeing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. So the more and more you look, the more excited you become. And you should keep on looking for the next 50 years. Yes, 50 years looking at apples and oranges and trees. Trust me, it pays for all of you to consider such a career. You should take me seriously because once you get into this habit, you've embarked on a career for life, a tremendous career of using your eyes, Because not only are you guarding yourself from misusing your eyes, from seeing things that ruin the neshama, but you're using your eyes for the purpose they were given to you, for seeing the things in this world that make your neshama great. And that's why once you get started on this career, the career of not seeing, and yes, seeing, not seeing what you shouldn't and seeing what you should. It's a ladder of greatness. It's a ladder that takes you all the way up to Hashem. And so don't tire of it. You'll be surprised because each time you look, you'll see more and more. You'll see so much that there won't be any room anymore for anything else. And after a while, when you practice up fulfilling these two attitudes of guarding your eyes, the sor me'ira and the asay tov, so staying away from evil and doing good, you transform your neshama and you become a Yerei Shemaim, fear of Hashem, someone who lives with constant awareness of Hashem. And it's just interesting because, like, this is why people want things and they desire things in this world, is because they see the greatness of those things. Like, you know, the marketing industry has taken advantage. They've taken advantage of this, of the creation that God made. And they say, oh, well, you know, like, you can promote certain things to get people to desire it, because there's things that are desirable in this world, just like beautiful fruit is desirable. You know, I just remember going down the road the other day and I seen someone's dog. It was such a beautiful dog. Such a beautiful dog. Its fur was just unbelievable. And its eyes, I could see this from the vehicle. It wasn't like, you know, even from a distance. Such a beautiful dog. Like, who wouldn't want to have a dog like that? And, you know, it's just the way with everything else in life. You want and desire to be associated or to bring beauty and symmetry into your life, and things that you can contemplate and just like enjoy, right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying things in life. But the main thing is you want to guard your eyes so you don't see the wrong things that drive you down the wrong paths in life, that can wreck the direction you go, and fill your mind with worthless things. You need to fill your mind with things that you can contemplate and ultimately evolve into a greater person, a greater neshama. You can inspire other people with what you bring into your life, right? You're feeding yourself. It's like food for you. Like, what you see is like food. You don't want to put garbage in there. You want to put pure, good, almost like nutrition into your eyes, which goes into your mind, right? And ultimately what you do, just like you take food in, you digest it. So what comes into your eyes, you contemplate it. You contemplate what comes into your eyes. Just like when you read a good book, you contemplate it. You don't just like a lot of times fiction, just people just read it. I don't like fiction. I like nonfiction. I like Torah literature. Anyway, so hopefully these 7 little readings have inspired you to use your eyes in a new way. So thanks for watching.